I've trained clients to IFBB and Natural Pro Cards, from first show to pro. And in today's video, I want to answer the question, how many sets per exercise should I do? One of my clients, who's also a personal trainer and writes programming for his clients, asked recently how many sets per exercise he should give to his clients. That answer is actually quite variable. I've gone as low as 1 top working set per exercise for clients, but also as high as 6, 7, or even 8 working sets per exercise. Now, the number of exercises would differ. Usually the fewer number of working sets, we're going to end up doing more exercises and vice versa. However, there can be many circumstances in which doing more sets per exercise, which is currently the lesser of the two common structures in today's culture. So doing more sets per exercise, it can be beneficial for beginners who are learning mind-muscle connection and learning proper exercise technique. And it can actually be very helpful for people who have limited time in their workouts. For beginners, doing a single exercise multiple sets is a great way for them to find the working muscle, to be able to develop the mind-muscle connection, to feel the target muscle doing the work in that movement. For those clients, I like to give them usually two sets where they're in high rep ranges, maybe around 20 reps, just to kind of get a feel for the movement, get a feel for what muscles should be doing what work within that exercise, and then I'll have them do 1 or 2 top sets at around 20 reps. We then will drop down to around 14 reps, do a practice set to find the right weight for that, and then they do 1 or 2 hard sets at 14 reps, and then we'll lower down to 8 reps, do a practice set to find the right weight, and then 1 or 2 hard sets at 8 reps. So that gives us variable time under tension ranges, so that way they can practice with light weight, where the weight isn't the struggle, just finding their technique can be the struggle, all the way down to some heavier weight that's still safe, but definitely heavy enough that doing the weight properly becomes the challenge, not just finding the right muscle. So I really like that for beginner clients, the structure of a couple high rep sets, couple medium, and then a couple heavy rep sets. And then for clients who are tight on time, selecting fewer exercises and then doing more sets per exercise is great because you cut down on the time, not wasted, but the time required to shift from one exercise to another, maybe set up equipment, change equipment, maybe then they have to do a couple practice sets to find the right weight. Even if they're doing a training log and they know where they left off the previous workout, they're still going to want to do at least kind of 1 practice set to see if their body feels the same as the last workout. If they're working out at a different time of the day, different stress levels, different food, different hydration, there can be a lot of reasons why our body isn't the same every time we come into the gym. So our performance might not be the same. In a recent workout for myself, I actually did cable seated rows, and then I did machine lateral raises. For the cable seated rows, I used the structure of a couple 20 rep sets, a couple 14, then a couple 8 rep sets, and then I moved on to machine lateral raises and did a practice set. Then I started to push up in intensity set by set by set by set to 1 top end set with a lower rep range. So it was really only 2 exercises, but it was a ton of sets per exercise across a wide variety of rep ranges from 20 all the way down to 8. It doesn't look like a lot on paper, but it is a lot and definitely enough when you're doing it in actuality, in reality, in the gym. So that was actually a recent workout for me, and it felt great. And considering that I train those muscles usually twice a week, so I train usually about a push-pull legs frequency, so I'll train those muscles again. What I would do then is I would pick different movements for those body parts to get different movement patterns and target different areas of the muscles. But this is a great structure strategy you can use if you're a beginner wanting to develop your mind-muscle connection, wanting to learn proper technique for an exercise. If you're somebody who's tight on time and you want to get the most for the time spent in the gym. And then also, if you just want to try it, it's a fun stimulus change from time to time to just pick one movement for a body part, start at high reps, go to medium, go to low reps, and just beat the hell out of the muscle doing that one movement. You'll be surprised how connected you can feel with that muscle and the fatigue and soreness and the type of stress that you're going to feel from that workout. So if you've never tried that method, I would definitely recommend it. It's a fun change of pace, and as we said, for beginners and people tight on time, it's a great workout structure option.